All right. Uh, so hi guys. Thank you for coming for the last time. This is IE40 review session. So let's talk about LE3. Um, I guess just a general overview. I'm not sure if you guys have heard na Sir Pierre's question will be the one on methods. So lahat ng forms of solving differential equations of RCEP exact, FOLDE, FOBDE, SHODE, then integrating factor will be under Sir Pierre. Tapos, yung word problem yung kay Sir Nesty. So, try to adjust it accordingly um, to fit yung, style of checking and level of difficulty na ginagawa nila. So, I guess that's the only caveat. Pero as per demand sa batch GC, I did an informal sensing. Let's first go over parang all the concepts you need to know before we work on some examples. So, for prerequisite skills, so these are everything na parang expected na we need to know we need to do. We need to know how to do. So, obviously, so these are like basically concepts from previous previous subjects, so Math 20 series mostly, na we kind of need to be aware of again, so we can have an easier time sa LE mismo. So, I boiled it down to four things. So, una is integration. So, just the basic rules of integration, obviously, power rule, and then what to do with 1 over x, ganun. Which is very common na lumalabas yung 1 over x, naging ln, blah, blah, blah. And then, second is obviously yung integrals ng basic trig function, so in its simplest form. So, for instance, yung integral ng secant x dx is ln secant x plus tangent x plus c. So, that's one thing na you need to remember ulit. The third is trigonometric substitution. So, for instance, if you have, I don't know, like 1 over square root of x squared plus a squared, you need to know agad na we use the substitution x is equal to a tangent squared theta. So, magiging, I'm skipping a lot of steps, sorry, pero just the general idea. And theta plus 1 squared. Plus 1 squared, and then magiging 1 over a secant theta. So for example, relearning how to execute that is very important. So that's for integration. Second naman is just rules of exponents, and specifically canceling out terms. So for example, let's say you have ln x equals something, you can always just raise both sides para maging e ln x equals something, and then that will mean na maging x e ln x raised to e raised to something, so x is e raised to something. Note lang though na if let's say we have e negative 3 ln x, that becomes x raised to negative 3. So hindi yung buong thing yung bababa, just the term inside ln. The other thing is in terms of just cleaning up your solutions for kapag may arbitrary constants, we can always just reset the whole arbitrary constant term to c. Kasi either way, di siya nagmamatter as much in its current form. So it only really matters kung ano yung c specifically when we're actually solving for c na using boundary and initial conditions. So we can always just simplify it. So it's quote-unquote equal to just c for the sake of simplification. Another one, I guess, is kapag e raised to a plus b, that becomes e raised to a, e raised to b. I think I missed a few pa, pero that should be generally most of it na. So, third subskill na kailangan nating i-refresh is factoring and roots. So, I think there are generally 3 kinds na naginamit throughout the examples. The first is just instinct, yung eye test lang. So pag simple form lang siya na like a squared plus 2a plus 1, kailangan alam na natin that's a plus 1 squared. So for example, ganyan. So the second type is just grouping them together. So I placed an example here na. So let's say we have m cubed plus m squared plus 4m plus 4. It's almost like by intuition pa rin, pero effectively, kailangan we're able to see the pattern na if we group them together, makakalabas tayo ng dalawang m plus 1 terms here. So then we can combine these two terms. So when you factor it out, it becomes m squared plus 4 times m plus 1. And we should know na at this point, the roots are, for this expression in particular, are negative 1. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, that was kind of trippy. Nag-on yung fan on its own. So, anyway, plus minus 2i. Ayan, so that's for factoring by grouping. And then just quadratic formula. I guess we also have to remember that now. So, it's just there. Pero you guys just have to rememorize it naman. Because we've all like memorized it at some point. So, we just have to really remember it. Ito naman yung pinaka-recent, and the last one is finding determinants. So the three common methods, diagonal, which applies to 2x2 and 3x3 matrices. So it's just magagamit ito mostly sa MVP. So diagonal method is basically just if you have let's just do a 2x2 kasi for illustration lang naman. If you have this, the determinant is just equal to AD minus CB. Tapos for 3x3, I actually have to show it pala. So let's say, I don't know, just some random matrix. We just have to add the next two rows. So then you multiply all the diagonals with 3. So ito. So those are 3 products. Plus pag in that direction. And then if it's in this direction, negative. So yun lang naman for diagonal method. Next is cofactor method, which is basically just this is most convenient if one row or one column is 0. So let's set that. Basically you can take out one whole row and one whole column, and then you can do this. So it's just the intersection multiplied by the smaller matrix na natira, DE. Technically, you're supposed to add it pa rin. You're supposed to still add the terms either along the row or along the column. So, ito plus cofactor method neto plus cofactor method neto. So like crossing out each respective row or column. But again, since 0 to, you just left with like -1 times 0 times something twice more. So, ayan, magka-cancel lang siya, and that effectively takes out the other two. So, kaya it's important kasi mas mabilis siya. The last thing naman is just theorems, specifically row swapping and row column operations. Just recall na if you swap the rows, magne-negative, or columns, mag-negative yung determinant. If you solve for that, the determinant of the new matrix. And then, if you're going to operate rows and columns, hindi mag-change yung determinant. But the difference between solving matrices and finding its determinant is bawal ka magkuha ng multiple, or bawal mo gawing multiple yung original expression. So let's say you want to do row 1 prime is equal to R2 R1 minus R2. This is not allowed. Pero pwede yung r1 minus 2r2. Yeah, so something like that. So ayun lang, that's the first part, just prerequisite skills. So now, ideally, once you've revisited all of these, going through the problems should be a bit smoother na, since you don't have to remember the small technical sub steps. So now let's go on just the topics in general. So yeah, so I divided it into a few parts. I'll just go by each part one by one. So the first is just the simplest parts of the coverage. Basically, yung mga first order, relatively easy forms lang. So we have varSep and exact. This will be done in general form, which is mdx plus ndy. So that's why you test them both at the same time. Apart from the fact na they are the two easiest, these are also the two na similar yung form nila. So you can pretty much test them at the same time. So if m is comprised of x lang and n is comprised of y lang, wait, mali yan. It's supposed to be h of y. Yan. So if ganun yung form niya, or if you can divide them in a way na ganun yung magiging final form niya, if you can find a denominator that cancels like the right x and the right amount of y para mag-simplify siya, just do that because that's the simplest one. And obviously, to solve for it, you just have to integrate both sides, both terms. So integrate since alam natin this is just f of x, integrate this term, integrate this term, tapos whatever the answer is, yun na yun. So that's for varSep. For exact naman, again, we test using the same form, the general form. And then, basically, if partial m with respect to y is equal to partial n with respect to x, we say that it's exact form and then we can solve. Para lang hindi kayo malito sa m and n, just remember na this is analogous sa Math 23. I think this is a Unit 1 topic, Clairaut's theorem, which is basically like fxy is equal to fyx. The reason why that's useful is, effectively kasi, mdx sorry, is a term, you can think of it as a term na parang it's already partial f with respect to x. So this is the same. Actually, I think sa slides it says it's the same. So, yung ginagawa mo lang is tinetest mo lang na if you differentiate with y, it should be equal to differentiating y first and then differentiating y and then differentiating x. So the order doesn't matter, and that's what we're proving here sa exact. So, why is this important? Basically, whatever yung may kadikit na dx, you integrate it with y, and whatever yung may kadikit na dy, you integrate it with whatever yung may dx, you differentiate it with respect to y, and whatever yung may dy, you differentiate it with respect to x. So that's basically exact method. Specifically, ayan, yung nilagay ko na dito is working with both because it's the fastest anyway. So we have a few days pa naman. It's worth learning talaga to just do working on both because it's faster. So what you'll end up basically with something like this. So naka-integrate yung m with respect to dx and then n with respect to dy, and then we'll end up with extra like hanging terms. The reason why this is the case is gy, like whatever function gy is, maging y squared ba yan, or like y, I don't know, raised to n, or what, kahit ano, when you differentiate it with respect to x, that's always going to be 0. Kasi diba, you treat y as a constant when you differentiate with respect to x. So, same thing here, that's why any x term, when differentiated with respect to y, will be 0. So we want to account for that, and so once we integrate, we'll be left with something plus gy, sa side naman ng dy, something plus hx. Then we just have to compare the terms. Kung ano yung missing sa right hand side, isasama natin dito. Whatever missing sa right hand side, yung meron dito na wala dito, we put into gy. Yung meron dito na wala dito, we put into hx. And then we'll eventually find phi, which is what we're looking for when we're doing exact. So I hope that's clear so far. Feel free to interrupt me if anything happens or if you have questions. So yeah, that's for yung general form na first order, relatively easy. Next naman is FOLDE and FOBDE. So they are kind of the same, so I guess you can test them in the same way then. Usually what you want to do is just first try putting dy and dx in the same term. So that's usually done by division, or either that or given na. And then what you want to do is lay it out in this form. So sorry. So para di kayo malito which term goes where, when we're talking about something na it's linear in x, it depends kung ano yung nasa baba. So this, for example, is linear in x because yung dx yung nasa baba. So recall na lang, I think that's one of the definitions of a linear differential equation. Pero all we need to know is na yung sa baba, yun yung linear in terms of what niya. Tapos, moving from there, we can now check which goes where. So whatever it is linear in, so if it's linear in x, then you have px and qx. If it's linear in y, so linear in x, you have px and qx. Linear in y, you have py and qy. And then sa middle term, whatever p isn't of, yun yung kabila. So since it's linear in x, may px, y yung katapat. Same thing here, linear in y, py, x yung katapat. So that's the only thing that really matters. I guess you can also just relate these two para lang di talaga kayo malito sa form. So ayun lang. Then the only difference in FOBDE is na sa right hand side may extra ka pang y to the n. So typically if you have a term na raised to a certain, like a power other than 1 na, and it's in this form, most of the time it's FOBDE na. So you could actually look for this term first when you're parang checking na for the form. And if you have something that looks like this, like usually y squared or y cubed, that's a pretty good sign na FOBDE na siya. Be wary na lang din kasi some items might do like 1 over y squared. Baka like di nyo siya ma-spot agad. Syempre, this is just y raised to -2 and the rules still apply naman on how to solve it. So that's for the checking the form. So now how do we solve it? There are 3 ways. So the first is we either find kung if it's linear in x, we find phi x, which is this. This is just e raised to px over px dx. So integral of px with respect to x. So para lang ulit you guys remember, whichever yung term na on the same side, yun yung gagamitin sa phi. Whatever yung nasa right side, ito yung for later. Just so you guys remember din. So yeah, basically yun. And then so now we solve this muna. Once we solve that, we can now plug it into the final equation for the solution. So that's just, again, whatever wasn't used. So if it's linear in x, use y here. So y phi x is equal to integral ng phi of x and then q of x. And again, the way to remember it is, since whatever wasn't used pa from kanina, yun lang din yung gagamitin mo ulit. So nagamit na yung px to find phi. So now we use qx and qy to find the final answer. So basically yun yung palatandaan nyo, lahat magagamit sa initial form ng equation, which makes sense because obviously you have to solve for it. Yeah, so the only difference sa FOBDE naman is may n-1 term, and it's introduced here sa y, left hand side na y, and sa paghanap ng phi, you multiply it with py. So n-1 times dy. Oh, actually, I think it's... Sorry, I messed up. I think it is 1 minus n. Sorry, so that is 1 minus n. Wait lang. Yeah. Ayun. So, it's very similar to folde except may nag-introduce tayo ng term na 1 minus n pala. Sorry. And then, you include that dito sa paghanap ng phi, and then sa integral ng final answer. Oops, this should be the... Wait. Okay. Wait, I messed up again. Yeah, x. There we go. Okay. Yan. Okay, that should be good na. My bad. Ayan, so this is basically for the first four. Yun yung overview of how to get them. The next one we'll talk about is yung slightly, I guess the only hard one really or the only super tedious one sa first order is yung integrating factor. So the way you remember it is just remember this term. Sorry, I don't have to keep memorizing again and again. Remember this term. Partial m with respect to y minus partial n with respect to x. This is always going to be used. So you can reuse what you found sa test for exactness, which is what you did kanina. And in the exam, I think they want us to do it in order talaga and prove na these are not possible. At least that yun yung sabi ni Sir Pierre. So, but I'm not sure. Remember this na lang, and you have values for this na. And basically, you're just gonna test it thrice. Una, you wanna test if phi is just in terms of x. And the way you do that is you plug this in, lagyan mo ng, you divide it by m, and then if the terms that stay are all functions of x, edi phi is x. Same thing dito. If yung result neto is a function of y, phi y is just e raised to hy, whatever you found. And then yung last naman is baka it's in terms of both. If it's in terms of both n and m, in terms of both x and y, you want to basically equate this to nm over x minus mn over y. So again, this is the term na dx, this is the term na dy. Oh, I forgot to mention, you have to bring it back to general form before you do this. Dx, dy, yeah. And then this will be your phi of x and y, and then whatever makes the equation true relative to yung a mo is in terms of n and m. And then what you can do is once you find your phi, you can now plug it back in by never mind. By dividing pala, sorry. By dividing it to...
You may bring up ng clarification sa chat for the 1 over n and negative 1 over m.
Baliktad ba siya today? Wait, di ko kasi makita yung chat. Ay, okay. My bad. Okay, that's my bad. So, yeah, this is 1 over n. 1 over n. So, the way you remember this na lang pala is, so you don't do what I did, is, n is the term na may dy. So when we're testing for x, we're effectively eliminating the term na may dy. So then, we should, like, the idea is, if pwede siyang maging phi ng x, we should end up with a term that only has x kasi we're taking out the na may dy and we're taking out the terms na may dx. So they're opposite, basically. Okay. So, okay, hopefully yun na lang yung blunders ko. Oh my god, my bad guys. So, ayan. Going back to how to apply yung phi, we just have to divide it sa rest of the sa original form ng function. And the way you can test if you did it correctly is after adding it back in, it should be exact na. Wait, let me just check. Okay. So, that's for integrating factor. So, that's basically all the first order. The ways to solve first order differential equations na tinuro. So now let's move on to higher order. So the first is Schode. And basically, I think this is the most straightforward out of all of them. Kasi first you have to check lang if reducible ba siya to this form. So the way you can check this is may dalawang criteria na I personally use. The first is kailangang 2 terms lang siya. And the second is na usually one order ba? One power apart. Like in terms of yung like yung differentiation na power. So like let's say the third derivative, so like d raised to 3x dy to the 3 plus d squared x dx, like that. So usually one power lang yung difference niya, and the reason why is gusto mo siyang ma-reduce into either folde or fobde. So that's why that has to be the restrictions. So either way, yung ginagawa dito is you factor out, quote unquote factor out d over dx, and then effectively magiging ganito siya. And then you want to multiply dx to both sides so that may dx na dito, and then mawawala yung isa dito, and then you integrate. So that looks like, for example, ito ginawa ko tong f prime of x just for easy demonstration, but that can be like anything, whatever is given. So again, bring out 1 d over dx dito, and then I did multiple things in one line na, so multiple steps na to. So linabas yung d over dx, nag-cancel ng dx dito because you multiplied both sides, so may dx na dito, and then integrate both sides. I guess a way to help you remember it, I'm not sure if this is mathematically true, pero diba, since wala ng dx dito, it's just integral then d. For our case, it's helpful to think that this just equates to 1, so parang mawawala lang siya. And then we end up with this. So just pretend that this is the integral of f prime of x. And then this is now in a form na that's solvable by either folde or fobde, ideally. So yeah, if you do that correctly, yun yung mangyayari. You can now solve it through folde or fobde, or even one of the earlier methods. So that's just the objective of Schode. So that's Schode. The last method na we'll discuss is yung MVP.
Yeah. For the integrating factor pala yung yung the double, yeah, one with x and y, sorry. I think baliktad din siya. Isn't it mn minus nm?
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, my bad. Yes. That's correct. Thank you. Sorry guys. I'm very lutang right now. But yeah, tama. Pati yung dito.
Yes.
Wait. Are you sure? Kasi
yes,
I don't know if
at the slides.
Okay. So pareho siyang small m big M. Tama ba, or is it
small m big N minus n big M, but the denominators are correct right now.
Okay. Shit. Damn. Okay. So, yan. Sorry guys. Third clarification is ganito dapat yung form for integrating factor. Sige. So, panote na lang. My bad again. So, that's for integrating factor, and what we discussed just recently is Schode. So now we'll move on to MVP. Basically, you just have to convert it to operator form. So that's the start. So for example, d over dx or d over whatever you're mainly working with, magiging d yan. Note that the way you're doing, like let's say dy over dx, matitira yung y as is. So you're taking d over d something to be d. Tapos you wanna convert it to m. I don't think there's any special reason except for the fact na I think basta it's like a procedural thing. So even though it doesn't make that much of a difference, just remember to do that kasi ayun nga, si Sir Pena magi-grade, he's very particular about the exact way by which sinosolve mo siya. So yeah, interpret that however you want. And then the third is kunin natin yung roots niyan. So this is why factoring methods are important. Dito siya magagamit mostly. And then you'll end up with YC. And YC can take a couple of forms. It is either na ganito lang siya, like multiple of those. So C1 ganyan plus C2 e raised to mx if your roots are all real and non-repeating. If your roots are real and repeating, for every repeat, magdadagdag ka ng power of x. So isipin nyo na lang, x raised to 0 to, so nagiging 1 lang. E raised to mx, and then the next term is x raised to 1 na, so may isa nang dagdag. And then if it repeats again, x raised to 2. Then the next two cases are for imaginary numbers. So if you have a root m in the form a plus minus bi, you take the a and yun yung ilalagay mo dito because this is like the real part of the imaginary number, diba? So real roots go along with the e raised to x term. And then my proof for this, but we don't need to know the proof during the exam. So basta sine plus cosine, and then b is the coefficient na katapat ng x. So same rules apply if it's repeating. X to the 0 to kunyari, and then oh shit, this is x e mx yan. So that's the same rules apply kung repeating, just add an x and then an x squared if it repeats again. So ayun, this is the specific case for roots, for imaginary roots. So ayan, those are the 4 cases for your YC. And then to get YP, you just convert everything na so everything na YC to get to YP. You just convert all your C1s, all your C's into U's. And then you plug this in. You do this matrix, which is basically just yung initial functions. So we're talking yung mga e raised to mx mo sometimes includes, I'll just use this case, yung mga e raised to mx, you just plug that in. So you have multiple, let's say you have 3 terms, ito yung itsura niya. So f1, f2, f3, and then the 3 you have u1 prime, u2 prime, u3 prime, and then yung other side, so in terms of ax equal to b, 0, 0 yung non-last terms, and then the last term is just f1 over n. So n being the coefficient of the term here sa taas. No. So this is the original term, by the way, just so we're clear. Yung lalabas dito is yung whatever the first term was when you were doing like in the previous stages, in the previous steps. So then you use Cramer's rule to find u1, u2, and u3. So be very careful lang. We're not looking for u1 prime. We're looking for u1. Same thing with u2 and u3. So don't forget to integrate your u primes at the end. Yeah, just to make sure na di mo kalimutan. And then if it asks for a complete solution, it asks for a general solution, basta yung pinaka final, you take YC, which is what you found kanina, and then YP. So yes, medyo magre-repeat siya yung itsura ng sagot. Pero the idea there is we don't know how to find these specific values. There's no way to specifically find them. Pero there's a way to find the particular solution, which is through MVP lang yung tinuro. So all of the terms, all of the items naman in the exam should be solvable by MVP. Otherwise, that's just very unfair. But I don't think they'll be that unfair naman. So let's just get used to doing MVP. The last thing na I'll discuss in terms of yung things you need to know is yung word problems. So I think this one is relatively straightforward. Just make sure you memorize them talaga kasi since this is a Sir Nesty problem, parang the points will be a bit fairer naman in terms of your progress. So make sure na lang na you set up at least these equations. So for growth, it's just the change of the thing, the population over time is km. For flow, the change of the volume over time is just the rate in minus rate out. So remember na these are rates. And then for mechanics, it's just, so displacement is x, velocity is dx over dt, acceleration is d squared x over dt squared. So diba, because this is position, change in position, change in position over change in time, the changing of position over change in time. So this is also just possible in reverse. I think this was discussed in Math 22. So we just have to remember na like these are the basic concepts na we're gonna use moving forward. So I think that's everything in terms of concepts. That took quite a bit of time. So let's move on na lang agad to this. So for this nga, it was recommended na we first disprove na the simpler methods don't work. So we'll do that. So we're given this form. In this case, we were given a specific initial value na y1 is equal to 0. We'll only need that later when we're trying to solve for C na. So everything else, normal lang naman. Just the usual way. So first question, is this Varset? The way you can solve that is just by changing it to general form first. So ey minus x times dy is equal to 1 dx, and then transfer e raised to y minus x dy. Okay, just in case that was a bit too fast, basically nag-cross multiply lang, right? So cross multiply and then transferred it to one side. Technically, in case they'll be pedantic about it, this should be in terms of plus, so we have to negate the whole thing inside. Yeah. So obviously, this is not variable separable kasi kahit ano yung i-divide mo dito, hindi mo mapapalabas yung x sa dy side. Like if you divide this by x, sure mawawala to, diba? Pero magiging negative ey over x siya. And then if you multiply it again by x, like circular lang, babalik lang yung problema. So not possible. Next, let's test if it's exact. So now that we have this form, it's quite useful. So partial y of 1 equal to e raised to y plus x. Okay, no need na pala to. Yan. So this is partial x. So obviously this will be 0 equal to 0 plus 1. So not true. So therefore hindi siya exact. The next thing na will be asked to do is to check if it's in Volde form. Since convenient na naka dy over dx siya, let's not actually, wait, what did I do? Ayan, so let's test first na if it's linear in x kasi naka dy over dx na siya, diba? So dy over dx, wait, I'll use a sorry, dy over dx is equal to 1 minus 1 over e raised to y minus x. So, problem here is na yung mangyayari basically is if you move it, if you transpose it, so magiging ganito. It's not really, so again, if it's linear in x, it's not really px y, right? Because the y is inside and there's no way to bring it out. Hindi siya y times px. So kailangan, kung kaya mo siyang ma-separate by multiplication. So this doesn't work din. The last, and I guess na-reveal ko na kanina, is to test if it's linear in y. In this case, you just cross multiply ulit and then divide by dy. Wait, pakita ko na lang para ano rin. So it's a bit clearer. So ey minus x dy dx, and then just bring down dy. So effectively transpose, like flip mo lang both sides. So ayan. So now let's test if this is in Folde form. So we have our qy, we have our dx plus dy, and initially you might think, hindi siya pwede kasi like kahit i-transpose mo dito yung x, which is what we did, di mo mahanap, like how do you solve it? Like di mo mahanap yung py. Pero technically, constants are still a function of x or y. So if you think about, there's a 1 here, so it's x times 1, which is itself lang, pero that can count as the py. So we can let py equal to 1, and that will satisfy the Folde form for linearity in y. So now we can use Folde form. So dito natin na verify na it is in fact Folde. And then we can just solve for first phi y. So phi y is now e, so recall yung form yan is e integral of py times py dy. Yeah, right? But since py is 1, it's quite convenient for us. So the integral of 1 dy is just y, and therefore phi y is just y. So now we can plug it into the final equation. So recall na it's x phi y equal integral of qx qy, sorry, phi y dy. So then balikan natin yung equation natin. We set qy to be e raised to y. So now we have e raised to y times e raised to y, because that's also ano. So just be wary kung saan sila nanggaling. So just by coincidence they're equal, pero that's not always the case. So using the law of exponents we discussed kanina, now we have e raised to 2y, and then that's equal to x ey. Don't cancel it out just yet, just for simplicity, and I guess to ano, just in case, I don't know, baka ewan yung tingin ni sir about it. Just leave it as it is. That's the final answer na if we're looking for a particular solution. We're looking for a general solution, not particular solution. Pero binigyan tayo ng initial condition, which is that y1 is equal to 0. So note lang na there's one hidden given there, which is what the value of x is. So remember, y of x is equal to something. That's the function, diba? So y of 1 is equal to 0 implies na y is equal to 0, but also implies na x is equal to 1, which is what I guess the hidden condition is. So now we can just substitute everything. So substituting 1 here, 0 here, same thing here. So yung lalabas is 1 is equal to 1/2 plus c, and c is equal to 1/2. So then we can plug it in, and this is the final answer. So this is the particular solution, kasi wala nang arbitrary constants, because we were given a condition for what we were given an initial condition. So ayan, that's the final answer for this. So this covered FOLDE and solving for initial conditions. I hope that's clear. If you have questions or anything, feel free to chime in lang. Okay, mukhang goods pa naman so far. Hopefully. Ayan. So, let's go to the next one. This one parang may slight twist siya, which I think we kind of have to expect during the LE. So, the specific twist here is na may n tayo, which is a constant. So, I'll just highlight it para mas malinaw. We have n, which is a constant, and we have to solve for n such that the arbitrary constant is 0. So, that's going to be later down the line pa naman. But we just have to be wary and not forget. So, let's solve it as normal muna. Again, assuming na n is a constant, because that's a given by the problem. Same thing here. Let's test if it's varSep. And this will take a bit of effort, pero you know, I feel like Sir did mention requiring na ganyan siya sa LE. So let's just assume na that's the case. Well, lipat mo lang naman siya. So maging ny over x minus x 3n minus 2 cosine 1 over x over y squared. And then the whole thing is x, transfer lang natin si dy. If you guys don't mind, shortcut ko na. Yan. Just for clarity. Okay. So, no matter what y gagamitin mo, you'll always end up with a y left. Like, whatever yung ipang divide mo dyan. Kasi, if you divide by y, mawawala to, pero magiging y cubed to. If you multiply by y squared naman, mawawala to, pero magiging y cubed to. So, this is not varSep. Basically, that's just what it's saying. This is not varSep kasi it's impossible to get rid of the y in the dx term. For exact naman, you don't have to solve this all the way. We just have to... Okay, actually, madali lang naman to. So, this is like the partial of... So, partial of m with respect to y equals n over x minus 2 times the whole thing minus 2 cosine 1 for x over y cubed. Tapos maging positive na siya. Yun lang naman yun. Tapos, partial of n with respect to x is 0. So, not exact. Next naman, is it FOLDE or FOBDE? Since naka-form na siya na dy over dx, let's test if it's linear in x. Let's test if it's linear in x. And if we look at it from this form, yes, it is linear in x because you have dy dx here. You have pxy, so you have a singular power na y, and you can separate it by multiplication. So, diba, this is just equal to y times negative n over x. So, like you can separate it through multiplication. So, that means na pwede siyang px y. So, that satisfies the equation. And then you have qx. So, this whole thing is a function of x. And you have y raised to n. So, you have y squared. You have y squared sa baba. But again, technically speaking, this is just effectively equal to y raised to negative 2. So, you have a function na q of x times y raised to n. Pero, recall na lang na since hindi natin siya, diba, kung FOLDE, qx lang dapat yan. Since may bitin na y of n and there's no way to get rid of it, we know na this is FOBDE with n equal negative 2. So now we can plug that in dito. Since this is linear in x and it's in FOBDE form, we can now find phi of x first. So this is just the form for phi of x. We're finding phi of x. So plugging the numbers in, we have phi of x is equal to e raised to the integral of 3 times negative n over x. Again, recall, kasi kung may negative term siya, i-carry over mo siya kasi technically, the form here is dy over dx plus e, ay, sinulat ko na pala sa baba, sorry. So, technically, plus, diba, yung form. So, kung may negative siya, you carry it over as part of the input mismo. So, 3 negative n over x dx. Luckily, this is just technically, this is like, I mean, you know, actually, this is just negative n times 1 over x. So we can easily just use ln. And then since ln to, magka-cancel siya with e. But remember, yung x lang yung bababa because that's the only term inside. So magiging x raised to negative 3n. And that's basically our phi. And now we can plug it in. So now, plugging it in to the final form of the solution, which is phi of x times y, 1 minus n, etc. So, again, recall na lang for FOBDE, if we're doing FOBDE, my extra 1 minus n, like pretty much everywhere, pero just make sure you know where to put them. So, that leaves us with y cubed, kasi 1 minus negative 2, sorry, so that's y cubed. Since this is x raised to negative 3n, this is just equal to 1 over x 3n. So that's basically what's on the left hand side. On the right hand side naman, I just plugged in all the values first. And then observe na magka-cancel yung 3n's. Right? This will cancel each other out because 3n, negative 3n. So, matitira yung negative. Don't forget the negative. Kasi we carried it over from here. Negative x raised to negative 2. Because natira to from here. And then, cosine 1 over x dx. And then, it's helpful to rearrange it in this form. Bakit? Kasi di siya kita agad, but we can use sub. It was pretty hard to find when I was solving this, pero let u be 1 over x. Remember, this is just equal to x raised to negative 1. Du is equal to, solving this muna, negative 1 times x raised to negative 2 or negative 1 over x squared, which is what we have here technically, diba? Kasi this is negative 1 over x squared times cosine 1 over x. So then we can substitute. So magiging u yung inner term, and then mawawala yung x squared because it's used to get dx here. Yan. So, yeah, mawawala yung x squared sa baba. So then we can integrate this. So integral of cosine is just sine. And then we plug back in yung u. And that is our almost final answer. If wala tayong conditions, this is the final answer. And then, yung next na tinanong is, we want the value n, which we still have here. You want a value for n that makes c equals 0. So this is just a matter of setting c to 0 and then rearranging the equation. And then, ayan. So let's first start with y, diba? Kasi isang term lang si y. Obviously, to make y 0, we just want to find the quickest way to make it 0. So like, if you just turn this into 0, edi mawawala na yung buong term. So set y equals 0. And then, the last thing na problemahin natin is just 3 sine 1 over x equals 0. So recall, when is sine 0? Sine is equal to 0 when, recall unit circle. Diba sine is, it represents the vertical whatever sa unit circle. So 0 siya along dito. when the angle is like horizontal, and that happens at 0, pi, and 2 pi. But obviously that can be like any value of k for pi, where k is an integer except 0. Ay, actually including 0, pero mamaya na yung except 0. So, therefore, 1 over x, right, which is the term na gusto natin mag-0, is equal to pi k. And then, therefore, x is just equal to 1 over pi k, where k is any integer. Pero obviously, we don't want k to be 0 kasi kung mag-0 to, magiging undefined siya. So, that's the only restriction. Yun yung k cannot be 0. So, k is any integer except 0. So, ayan. That's the solution for this item. Are there any questions so far? Okay, mukhang wala naman. So, I think we are good. Next is yung word problems na. Well, actually, there's a part after this pa. Pero, in terms of yung main yung likely na lalabas. So, we covered FOLDE, we've covered FOBDE. We'll cover IF later if we have time. And then, VARSEP and Exact, madadaanan din naman along the way there. So, let's go to work problems muna. The rate of change. So, actually, this problem just gives away like all the details na. It's very helpful. So, the rate of change, sinabi na derivative with respect to time, of the value of a trust fund varies linearly with f itself. So, once we hear this term, this is an automatic trigger to remember the thing na we talked about when it comes to growth. df over dt is equal to kf. So, let's just keep that in the back of our heads. When it says it varies linearly with respect to itself, automatic na yun yung gagawin mo. The interest I is known to be the proportionality constant in this equation, and it is measured in units of years inverse. So, I equals 0.025 means 2.5% per year. The intercept Q is a negative value, which represents the amount that the recipient of the fund would receive for a period of time, say 75,000 per month. So now we're given 3 questions. Una is to set up the differential equation and to determine the general solution. So we set up the DE first, and then from the DE, we work back to find a solution of the DE. So, ayun. Actually, so let's look at it, diba? We first said na you have a starting sum and then it grows. So this implies that this is a growth problem. But also at the same time, there is money being put into so this is the trust fund. There's money being put in the form of interest. And then there is money being put out, which is the Q. This is also a I guess this is it's a flow problem, pero instead of like flow in liters, we're talking like cash flow. So it's actually both so it's basically a combination of both growth and flow. So we have to use a combination of what we've learned from kanina. Okay, so wait, that's for later. Ayan. So now let's just set up the important things na we wanna include sa equation. Yeah. So just let F be the money in the trust fund, I be the interest rate per year, sorry, not in years, per year. So we want to be consistent then with the time, and we want to convert if ever necessary. And then Q be the money taken out, and then T be the time in years. So let's first set up, this is just a reminder for me. Okay, let's just set up yung change in the amount of money in the trust fund based on time. So, Rick, let's first start with the flow part of the equation. Kasi it's the money naman it's just the interest or the money inside is parang it grows based on interest. So, it's money in. So, we can first get rate in minus rate out. So, sinabi na Q is the money taken out. Again, let's just be consistent. Make sure now we have time units then per year. Okay, so that's the money, that's the general setup na we want. And then let's first define what it means for the money to come out. So that just means na you multiply, just Q, diba? Kasi it says sa equation na that's the amount of money taken out. We set it to be per year just for convenience later on. But effectively, that's just it. Yung rate in naman is a bit less straightforward. Pero remember, it's an interest rate based on the money in the trust fund. So that implies that it's the interest that you gain. So we want to find the interest is obviously going to be relative to the interest rate, which is I, and the amount of money inside, right? Kasi looking back sa years inverse dito, 2.5% per year. Obviously, that's relative to the amount of money that you have in the first place. So, nagmamatter yung rate and nagmamatter yung how much money is there to begin with. So, that's your df over dt. The next thing that we want to do is find a way to bring out na magiging f lang to. So, one way to do it is we want to divide the whole equation. So pupunta to sa baba, this whole equation. So df over df over, so just for convenience, just for like para it's more intuitive, I'll write it like this: if minus q is equal to, so 1 na lang to, times dt. Integrating both sides, we get ln if, right? Kasi this is the only one inside, so we don't need to do any chain rule kasi we're integrating with respect to f. So if minus q is equal to t. And then obviously we want it to be in terms of f and not in terms of t. We want the isolated side to be f and not t. So we can use our property on e cancelling ln. So again, cancel ln, and yung bababa is the entire thing inside. So if minus q is equal to, wait. Oh, okay. I messed up again. Dapat may plus dito. So then, yeah. Tapos, may c din kasi dito. T plus c. Actually, yeah, only one side needs c naman. Let's just put it there. And it will be useful later. Kasi obviously arbitrary lang naman sila, diba? So, we only need to account for it once because they're not known to be distinct naman. So, anyway, going back, this means na makakancel dyan et times e raised to c. And again, for simplicity, we can just convert this into c because it's arbitrary anyway. So, yun yung mangyayari. if minus q. And then, isolating f, we get et c plus q if, and then F is equal to E T C plus Q over I. Okay, wait lang. Let me just check kasi wait. Let me just check kasi I kept the answer key down. F of T. Wait, so I missed an I somewhere. Wait lang. Sorry guys. E raised to T. Why would there be an I? Wait lang. Sorry. What the fuck? Wait. Why would there be an I, John? I don't understand. So I... Wait lang. I will check the solution. I will check the official solution. And then, as in, mabilis lang to. Kasi I have it naman with me. If somebody can figure it out, please do say. Because I am actually stumped. Wait lang. Sorry guys. I guess you guys can use this time to get water or whatever. Ay, okay. Oh my god. Ngayon ko lang siya na-gets. Guys, I messed up sa basic integration. Okay. I will now share screen again. Oh my god, what the fuck? Ang basic ng error ko. Sorry guys. Okay, for real. Lock in na talaga. No mistakes. I bet I'm gonna make another one though. Pero, dito, this is, so by chain rule, diba I is constant? So, ibig sabihin, since I is constant, we apply the same thing with chain rule when it comes to constants. So, you integrate this as usual. Parang you do the reverse chain rule thing, right? Na, okay, let's just show it in terms of U substitution. If U is equal to IF, then du is equal to, if U is equal, if U is equal to 1 over IF minus Q du is equal to wait, no. How do I show this? Wait, I get it now, but how do I show this? Wait lang. 1 over oh my god, wait. If U is equal to IF minus Q, du is equal to I, in terms of F, diba? I dF. And therefore, dF is equal to du over I. So, if we do U sub, magiging 1 over U, and then you have I, 1, and then you have du over I. But since we're integrating with respect to U, this will become ln U, and then you have 1 over I sa labas, right? And then, plugging U back in, you have 1 over I times IF minus Q. 1 over I times ln IF minus Q. ln IF minus Q. Yun na pala, guys. My bad. So then, that is equal to T. And then, same thing. We will do this. E raised to 1 over I times ln IF minus Q equals E raised to T. This will become IF minus Q raised to 1 over I. Then, yeah, this will become E raised to T. And then, we raise both sides by I. IF, so raising both sides to I, we get IF minus Q is equal to E T I. Ayan. And then, there's plus C dito. So, but then again, what we do with plus C is, we bring it down. So, so magiging ano to, C just becomes E raised to C, just becomes C. So then C. Yan. So now the final answer is E T raised to I times C minus Q. So then that's equal to F all over I. But then again, since my arbitrary C tayo dito, it helps simplify. Now we don't have to mind I sa baba since the arbitrariness of C will somewhat like cancel it out naman. I don't get how it quite works. Basta it does. So, yan. This is basically the final answer. The equation that we can work with. Just to check. Yun. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So, that's the final. This is the actual solution. Now, what we're gonna do is hold on to this. Gagamitin to mamaya. So now, the next is we're asked to take I equals 0.025. If Bongbong wanted to fund the trust such that Sandro will receive 75,000 per month while maintaining a constant value of the fund, how much should he invest? Side note lang, I also amused when this specific thing was used kasi this is an old long exam. So this was like before they became mainstream when they ran. And anyway, so important facts lang muna to get is we take I equals 0.025. Since decimals are hard to work with when we're solving, I converted it to fraction na, which is 1 over 40. Next is yung Q na expected sa atin, 75,000 pesos per month. Recall na we set it up such that since interest is per year, we set everything per year. So the Q is the money to be taken out every year. So that means na it's 75,000 times 12 months per year. So like just dimensional analysis or basic conversion. Yeah, 12 months in a year. So then magka-cancel out yung months. So we're left with wait. Let me solve this honestly. 50. Oh shit. Okay, wait, shit. Bro. It's 175 times 12. Okay, so that's 900,000 per year. Okay, so now that we have wait. Okay mo. Tama naman. Okay. So 900,000 per year. The next fact is it needs to maintain a constant value. So ibig sabihin yan, that implies df over dt equals 0. Because again, df over dt just means the change of the size of the fund over time. So meaning 0 yung change niya because it remains constant. So we can write the equation as I have reminded myself. So let's rewrite the equation just so we're clear on that. df over dt is equal to if minus q. So again, I is 1 over 40, f is what we are looking for, and then q is 75,000 per month converted to 900,000 per year. So yeah, so now we just have to multiply all these together. So moving it around, yung mangyayari is basically, diba, this just gets moved to here. So 900,000, we solved this already, is equal to 1 over 40 times f. Multiply 40 there, so that's 36. Copy the zeros and then add one more. Ayan. So the amount that we have to invest is, must invest 3.6 million pesos. So that's the second part. The third part is na Imelda insisted that Bongbong should teach his son the virtues of self-reliance. That is very ironic. But in terms of the question, they want the trust fund to run out entirely in exactly 15 years. So if they still want to maintain the same 75,000 per month, how much should he initially fund the trust? And this is where you want to use a bit of intuition, just so we're sure na tama yung sagot natin. Sanity check. Obviously, it should be lower than 3.6 million. And the reason for that is 3.6 million is the break-even point, diba? df over dt is 0. Ibig sabihin yan, we want a lower amount of money because a lower amount of money in the fund means na lower yung returns mo from interest, and therefore yung Q, which is the amount taken out, the 75k per month, ma-overpower niya yung interest. So bababa siya eventually, and in 15 years f becomes 0. So let's pull back the equation we just finished kanina. F is equal to C E T times raised to Ti minus Q over I. So plugging in lang yung values, same lang naman. It doesn't imply anything about changing I, so we maintain that I is 1 over 40. So C E so 0 to, because at F is equal to 0, at T is equal to 15, F is equal to 0. So 0 to C times E, and then you raise that to 15 times 1 over 40 minus 75,000 over 1 over 40. So just finding C na. So C is basically the initial amount of money we put into the fund. I guess apart from the fact that it makes intuitive sense, yan na lang kasi yung natira na unknown, diba? So while C is arbitrary and we initially didn't know what it is, now we know na it's to plug in yung initial amount of money, which makes sense kasi parang isipin nyo, this is the rate of yung interest, right? Because may T times I siya, and then may C dito. So this is just the initial investment. So now, C E raised to 15 over 40, which is just 3 over 8, minus 75k times 40. That is 300,000. Okay, so then moving it to the other side, 300,000 is equal to C E raised to 3 over 8. Okay, so what we can do is ln both sides, and that will give us ln C raised to CE raised to 3 over 8, and then that will cancel. So then magiging, so again C just remains C, so this just becomes C 3 over 8 is equal to ln 300,000. So then what happens is we can just move this around. So yung mangyayari is, ln 300,000 equals C times 3/8. So 8 ln 300,000 over 3 is equal to C. So that is basically the amount of money na kailangan in the fund. I don't think we will be expected naman to solve for the exact value of this. But baka like something like yung conversion, like what we saw sa word problems kanina. I mean kahapon for some people. But yeah, this is basically the final answer, and it makes sense naman. So we can approximate this 8 over 3 times ln, like just I'm pulling out my calc right now. Yeah, so the value makes sense naman. So this is roughly the amount of money na kailangan. Yeah, so that's for this item. The next one na I wanna discuss, if you guys are still down, is yung fourth item sa prob set. Just to make sure, rinig pa naman ako, di ba? Hello? Hello?
Hello? Yes.
Great. So, yeah, just making sure kasi I had to move. So, let's revisit lang yung number 4 sa prob set. And the reason I want to do that is sa 2 different classes, kasi nag-sit in ako kanina kay Sir Nesty. I found out na different yung approach to solutions. So we'll tackle both. Actually, I think I'll tackle the harder one, pero I'll show both na lang. Pero sige. Pasadaan lang natin yung parts na hindi nag-differ. So dito again, this is just let's say B be the population of bacteria.
Wear Halloween costumes and we're gonna eat sushi.
Okay, and then dB over dt is just equal to KB. So there's just a certain rate. So then,
I was about to say the shoot.
so this is just 1 over KB times dB.
Yung ghost mask.
So, parang dinivide lang natin siya dito. And then dt, we bring up by multiplying dt. Integrate both sides, we get
Wait, did it even show up?
ln
Oh, there you go.
kb equals t plus c. And then, same thing, we raise both sides to e. ln kb e t plus c. Again, this can be simplified to e t c, e raised to tc, and then this cancel kb. So then,
oh, no, no. There.
Okay, tama. Ay, wait. Am I making the same mistake?
Please do not eat
this
the
is... Yeah, sorry. I made the same mistake again. So, may 1 over k dito.
Whoa.
Ay. Wait lang. ln k.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, 1 over k.
Oh, bro, got those teeth that can rip my arm off. Crazy teeth, bro.
Wait, sorry. Oh my god. Yeah, and so then this is
Whoa.
b is equal to
Crazy, I'm gonna not there. Whoa.
wait lang. What? So,
Okay.
yeah, so we should end up with... okay.
Okay.
So, I made the same
I
mistake
feel
again.
like this
should be...
This is literally a dog show, I fear.
So then multiply yan. KT plus KC, we just reduces to C ulit. So then,
Whoa.
this becomes E raised to ln KB
Shedding, Susan.
KT plus C. And then, this cancels out KB. So then, magiging...
We should reverse
forgot
it
to-
like every...
Yeah. E KT plus C.
Like it grows back.
C,
So
E.
parang
K raised to T. And then,
yes. Yes. So parang
so B is equal to
it's
E
like a
KT over K, but then again,
It's
since
like-
may C tayo, and that just cancels out whatever the effect of
it's
K
like
is,
it's like
just becomes B E K raised to T.
yeah, totoo.
Yan.
It's
So then,
it's like a bi-monthly thing.
recall na
Yeah.
we were given at 10 seconds 150.
Parang
So,
kaya minsan
at-
ano,
Oh,
No.
sorry. At wait lang. At
okay, like yes. Kaya
T equals 10.
never mind.
Wait, sorry, rinig pa no? I can't control that.
Whoa.
B is equal
Sabihin ko sana,
to B naught
do you ever
times
wonder
150.
bakit ganun yung texture
So then,
ng T-bands?
Uh,
Then again, I don't think I
150
should.
B
Pero
naught.
I said it anyway. So like,
And then at 10
please do not
equals,
change your
at T
image of
equals 0
T-bands.
obviously,
I also drink.
B is equal to B naught. So let's apply this first. Applying this, B is equal
Why
to,
you T on the side?
so 0, so magiging, tama, B is equal to
Oh bro.
C
Well.
E raised
Well.
to K times 0. So magiging 1 to. B is equal to C.
Oh.
So that just means na since B is equal to B naught, it's just B naught. So B naught is equal to C. So going back, so this is for this. Now doing this ulit.
Yes.
At T equals 10, B is equal to B naught times 150. So 150 B naught equals
Cowhead.
E
I would also.
raised
Oh.
to KT.
Sorry.
B naught E raised to
I would
KT.
give cow.
Maga-cancel.
Oh, Christmas tree.
Uh,
Is that curvy?
So then...
no, those are bunnies. Those bunnies. Oh, those are bunnies. Oh.
150 is equal to e raised to kt, ln both sides. Raised, 10 na pala to. T is equal to 10. So, ln both sides. Okay, 10. So then ln 150 is 5. So that's just 5 over 10 approximately. 5 over 10 is equal to k. And ibig sabihin yan, we can plug that in, and the main solution that we have is B is equal to B naught, so we set that already, e raised to 1/2, simplification ito, times t, so 1/2 t. So yeah, okay, ideally dapat mabilis lang yun, but I messed up a few times. So same lang naman to for both classes. And then when does it start to fall? It starts to fall at when it has a mass of 10 kilograms. So now we can set the condition as we did. So BO is equal to 5 kilograms, therefore 10 kilograms is equal to 10 P naught. So we look for the point where 20 B naught. So we look for the point 20 B naught, and then we equate it to what we found. So that's B naught E 1/2 T. It works even if you put 0.5 sa B naught. Pero recall na, note na lang, na 0.5 kilograms is the mass of the population and not the population itself. So if they're gonna be technical with that, baka hindi siya i-credit. Although the equation still works out the same way. Pero note na lang. 20, so we have 20 e raised to 1/2 t, ln both sides, ln 20 is equal to 1/2 t. So ln 20 is approximately 3. So 2 times t equals t. T is equal to 6. So consistent pa naman from what you learned in class. So now the next is set up the second order differential equation describing the change in height with respect to time by relating the forces that act on the falling flask. This is where both classes diverged. So the simpler assumption here na pinagawa, so I'll just flag. The assumption na pinagawa sa Sir Pierre classes is the mass will always be at 10 kg once it starts falling. In that specific solution, yung lalabas na solution is diba, net F is equal to all MAs. So the F, which is M times D squared, we haven't set another, so let's let X be vertical height.
Then weird one.
So then this is just d squared x over
I want to get
d t squared
this picture. This picture
equals, so ano yung mass? We can just relate mass to the initial population. So remember, the initial population has a weight of 0.5 kg. So we can just use that to quantify the weight. Pero in this case again, pina-assume na 10 kilograms na. So 10 times acceleration due to weight due to gravity on the weight. Pina-assume na it's negative 10 meters per second squared. So that's 10 times negative 10. And then sinabing may upwards force which is constant at 20 newtons. Just to check na dimensionally consistent tayo, this is kilograms times acceleration, meter per second squared. Newtons is kilogram meter per second squared. Okay, so no conversion needed. Diretso na tayo. So, therefore, since this is also 10, assumed to be 10, yung mangyari lang sa dito is 10 minus 20 over 10, which is negative 8.
Bro, what?
So, the acceleration is negative 8. The more difficult version...
Bro did not say it with an inside voice.
The more difficult version is... yung ginawa is hindi in-assume na 10 kilograms. So what happened was you had mass times d squared x over dt squared. So obviously yung mass is related sa initial population. So basically ginawang population times e raised to 1/2 t. So that's the first step na ginawa. And then multiply by 0.5 equal to same thing lang dito, except again we can't assume the mass. So negative 10
What kind of breed is this? Breed.
Equals negative 10 times 0.5 times the initial population e raised to 1/2 t plus 20 over 10. So this works na kasi this is varying with respect isa lang naman yung variable mo pa rin, it's just time. So it's just to na hindi, you don't immediately assume na automatic na 10 kilogram siya. So it continues to gain mass as it falls. So just to solve this out completely, negative 10 0.5 times initial population e 1/2 t plus 20 over 10 times 0.5 times b naught e raised to 1/2 t. And then what we can do is just basically integrate, take out like yung yung technique lang ng Schode, very similar lang siya because it's also reducible. So this is now d over dt times dx over dt, and then we can quote-unquote transpose dt and then integrate both sides. So just to demonstrate, just to show that negative 10 0.5 p naught e 1/2 t plus 20. Actually at this point you can remove b naught pala, just makes it much simpler kasi like we don't need to know the population naman, we just need to know the mass of the population, which is related naman sa population itself. So 10 times 0.5 times e 1/2 t, and then you can integrate that with respect to dt. So then what happens is so basically you can just get something here. This is quite long kasi. So then you get something here. I will recheck. I can just follow up yung full solution nito. So plus c1t, and then obviously recall na at when it starts to fall pa lang, so at t equals 6 the velocity is equal 0. So you can find a way to solve C1 using that. So just bring the left hand side back. So dx equals dt equals this expression over it's this expression plus C1t. And then if you do another step of integration dito, so magka-cancel yung dt. Ayan. So this becomes x is equal to yung expression dyan plus, since we know na it has to be 0 at this point, so C1 is 0, so it just disappears. Tapos may C2 tayo dito. So that basically is how it works kapag you use this version. Sa kabila naman, when we do the simple version, we can work out quite easily kasi yung like just applying the same solution, we get d over dt times dx over dt equals -8. Okay, so then this become, like if you cancel out dt, integrate both sides, magiging -8t plus c1 dx over dt, and then do the same process again. So dx over dt, diba, that's velocity. We know now when it starts to fall pa lang, wala pang velocity. So in this, the other things we did is sinet niya to at t equals, so may bago kang time, so nagre-reset siya. So this is like t sub 2 is equal to 0. Kailangan velocity is equal to 0. So setting that up, yung nangyari is this becomes that C1 is equal to 0, and then so mawawala yung C1. So now doing the same process again, magkakaroon ka ng -4t squared equals x. So yeah, I mean, laki ng difference in terms of yung solution. I will try to solve this mamaya, pero it's quite long. So then you just reapply that to here, which I think was discussed naman in both classes. So yun lang. That's for I think it's 9:50 na, and I feel like it won't be productive to go further na. So I will try to, so what I wanted to do pa kasi sa dulo is I wanted to go back dito sa na-solve natin and try to solve it using integrating factor. Kasi all first order differential equations naman, you can solve through integrating factor. They just take longer. So para sana matrain natin how to use integrating factor, especially since may sagot na tayo. But unfortunately, I did not manage the time well. But what I'll do na lang is sometime within this week or sometime within tomorrow, I will show na this is still solvable via integrating factor, and then I will just distribute the answers through the batch reps. So I hope that's an okay compromise na. Are there any questions, Papa? Is there anything I missed? Anything I blundered? Anything else I blundered? I'm assuming there's...
I just remembered that for factoring the methods you listed.
Yeah.
Whether in completing the square. Yun lang.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And I think completing the square is a bit easier if you're looking for the imaginary roots.
Okay, thank you. I'll add it na rin since I'll send this din. Okay. So that's everything na hopefully. Admittedly, I could have been more prepared, so that's on me. But I hope you guys still got something from this review. if you guys have any questions, ask me or Jerome na lang or Mariel or anyone from Acadeng. And then we'll try to address that agad. I think that's it. No. If you guys don't have any questions. So, ayan lang. Amen.
Please answer the feedback form. I will forward it to the batch rep GC to forward to you guys. Please make sure to answer those since yun yung making basis for your involvement task. Also, doon namin i-link yung recording if ever magkaroon. Yun lang. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. Good luck.